Okay, I have to do this on my laptop. I don't like using my laptop because it's just not very high quality. But this is my third take, so forgive me. And my stomach's growling. I'm a little hungry. But basically, I'm making this video because I have been depressed. You may have noticed that I've lost some weight um, over the course of a couple of months, and the reason for that is just I've been very anxious. Sometimes I suffer from anxiety and depression, and so this last week I've been pretty depressed because of something that happened that I basically just don't understand. Basically, there was this guy I met online, and this was last November, and we've been texting back and forth ever since. Like, we just hit it off. And for the past 6 months, I've just been extremely happy because this guy is just amazing. Like, everything about him just seems right. And I know a lot of my friends are concerned about me because this guy, because of the fact that I met this guy online. Like, he started talking to me, and um, we've been messaging back and forth, but he's been sending me pictures and videos of himself. And so I was just thinking, like, oh, well, he must be legit, or uh, I don't know. Like, part of me says that he's the real deal, he's true, and everything he's saying is true. So I trust him. But another part of me is saying, there's so much evidence with him being a genuine guy, and the guy that's in all these pictures, and the guy, or just someone who isn't who they say they are. So my friends are worried that I'm being catfish, because there were times where I was willing to see him, but something came up either with his job or just something that his friends and family were saying about him or telling him because of their concerns. And personally, I just think it's unfair to me because this kind of thing keeps happening to me. His concern, with his situation, his family is worried that he's basically paying for love. Like, over the course of 5 or 6 months, we basically learned to love each other. And so that's why I was willing to go see him. But his family and friends are concerned about him, saying that he's basically paying for love. And I thought he told me that, and I thought that was weird because I never once asked him about his income over the whole time. The only time, I mean, he told me about his income because he trusted me. Like, I never hinted at it. I never wanted to know. I never wanted to know his um, a living situation. I just wanted to get to know him as a person, and um, he was doing that, and I was being honest with myself. I'm in the situation where, I'm an actor, and so, I have small jobs here and there. Like, I'm not like my career hasn't really been established yet. And so, he was willing to help me out and send me out to where he lived, um, so that we can meet each other. But up until last week, he, it was just, everything was fine until last week where he just kind of stopped talking to me. I mean, we were nervous. We were nervous about seeing each other, but it was just, it got to the point where I just don't know what happened. He said he loved me, and that was the last thing he said. And so, I understand his concerns and his nervousness for meeting me, but I just think it sucks for me because I spent the last 7 years not being happy. Um, and there was a reason. Okay, basically, I thought about this. I'm an adapter. I adapt to different groups and different cities very well. And so I'm the type of person that kind of puts relationships before career. Um, like I want a career. That's not the issue. It's just trying to find a relationship, trying to get someone to understand that all I want to do is love, care for them, and be compassionate and take care of them. That's just the type of person that I am. But I feel like the person has to want that in their lives. And so he was fine with it. But what I'm trying to get at is that at some point he was concerned that I am not established enough in my career. I don't know. But it's just it's frustrating for me because that's always been my problem with people. People, I've met people that put their careers before relationships. And so when they meet me, they don't understand why I think the way that I do. Um, like I'm willing to do anything for that person, and I don't want to just be an actor. I have other talents. I compose music, I write a lot. And I wanted to be a producer. I love movies, and I just wanted to be, I wanted to work in that industry. But the thing is, I was in Los Angeles for 3 years, and I only really accomplished one thing. The problem is, with any career, it helps to know someone. It really does. So it was important. That's why it's so important to network, and get to know people. But my problem was that every time I would do that, it never worked out, and I can never understand why. I There were friends that I made even through college. College was just College was a rough time for me. Um, Life was a rough time for me. I didn't grow up with my real dad, and my stepdad was someone that I just did not like. And my mom was always working. So pretty much I had to do everything myself. I had to learn everything myself except for a few things. And I was always taught to make sure that I can take care of myself. And so I learned that, you know, I tried my best to have jobs to take care of myself. But I always had this need to have a relationship. I've been single my entire life. my entire life. And, you know, like not even just intimate relationships, I also wanted friendships, but those friendships didn't always last. And that was always my problem. Like I always just wound up with no friends, especially in Los Angeles. Back in college, I basically, I joined a fraternity and hoping that I would make friends, and I did, and that was probably the happiest time of my life up until a certain point where that happiness completely just got taken away in a matter of seconds. And so for 7 years, I've been very depressed, very anxious, trying to make friends. Just couldn't make friends. Couldn't, like, the friends that I made just weren't who they said they were. They disappointed me. They, I wouldn't say they lied, but there were certain people that have lied to me, and those friends just weren't compatible. Some of those friends that, like in LA, people want something. If you don't have something, then they're not gonna associate with you. Like they're just not. And so to me, my idea was to develop a group of friends forever. Like that's always been my goal since I was a little kid, and it just never happened for me. Yes, there are some friends that I still talk to, but they are hundreds, thousand miles away. Um, but basically, what I'm saying is it's hard to get into certain things when you don't have that aspect of friendship to go along with it. And there were friends that let me down so often that I just had no choice but to find other friends. And over and over, this cycle just kept continuing, and it just like to me it was just like, what is the point of having a certain job and having being like well off if you're not happy? Like my I'm not like okay, uh, the career that I want might make me happy, but the jobs that I've had have not made me happy. So it was important to me to find someone who I could have a relationship with. Like I needed to be happy because I've been let down so many times by people I really loved and cared about. So I just don't understand where what to do. I finally meet someone who is basically the man of my dreams, and I can't I can't seem to even confirm who he is in person. And it's frustrating because I really loved him. I still do love him. And I feel like I'm making this video because this is like my last resort to really express what's going on. Hopefully the word will get out and he'll come back to me. Like I don't know what else to do. And it doesn't help when I'm talking to friends and they're just like, "Oh, you just need to move on." I'm so sick and tired of people telling me to move on. I'm tired of it. I need to settle down. I need to. Or else I'm not, like, I can have a career anywhere. Acting isn't the only thing I want to do. I want to be a writer. I want to be a composer. I want to be a movie producer. I don't have to be in Los Angeles to do all that stuff. Basically, I think it's good that I have the career goal that I have because I don't have to be in one place in order to do it. Secondly, I'm willing to compromise. That's just who I am. I make things work. That's how I've always been. I'm an adapter. I do everything I can to make everything work. But it hurts me, like I am just heartbroken because this keeps happening to me. I'm tired of people thinking that I'm weird because I'm willing to sacrifice being in one place in order to be with someone somewhere else. I'm just tired of it. I can I can develop a career. I just don't I don't think it's worth I don't think it's worth it to develop a career and then a relationship and find out that that person doesn't want to be with me anymore, because that's always happened to me. For once, I wanted to make sure that I had that person. I've been really sad. I've been really sad, really depressed, really anxious, scared. At this point, I want to go out there and find him. I know who he is, but it's important to me to confirm that. It's important to me to convince his family that I'm not a gold digger. I'm not, like, I didn't know anything about his income until he told me. I never asked him. He was just willing to help me out because that's the type of person he is. And if even if he isn't who he says he is, I'm still willing to make that friendship because the way we've been talking to each other, it felt right. And I wish my friends had a more positive way of thinking about all that instead of just saying move on. The friends that I do talk to, but I still don't see. Um, Even if, like, I have to find the good in this. I have to go out there and find him. Even if there isn't going to be an intimate relationship, like a life partnership, I can still have a friendship. Like, why do I have to let this person go? there are things I can do pertaining to my career where he lives. I was just scared because I didn't want to go through the process of establishing myself and cycling through all these friends. Like, I don't have time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the emotional capacity to keep being let down by people that are supposed to be my friend. I want to say one thing before I go because it's been over 20 minutes. When you love someone, you're not going to let that person go. You're going to fight for that person. I'm fighting for him. Love makes you do crazy things, I guess. And I've done some crazy things for love. But I can't just give up. I'm not the type of person that gives up when I know what I want. I didn't give up on acting, and I accomplished something in Los Angeles. I didn't give up on school, even though I had to drop out of school for a semester. So it set me back a whole year. But eventually I got my bachelor's. There are a lot of people that doubted me. But I told them no, like I have to try. I have to keep going. I don't give up that easily. So um all I can say is all I can ask is wish me luck. Um because the only problem I have is I'm just scared of being let down for any reason. There are a lot of options I can take out of this, but if it means gaining some kind of relationship with someone who has so much in common with me, then I'm willing to do anything to have that. Because other people, they don't see me as the type of friend that they can call up to do something. They just see that I'm always a burden, and that's unfair to me. So, um, I feel like staying positive. I feel like just going out there, finding him, having a small conversation, and thanking him, and trying everything I can to be in his life. So, that said, um, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Uh, and I really hope that this all works out. Alright. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later.